The sky was a bruised purple, a familiar prelude to the afternoon downpour. Sarah, wiping a smudge of grease from her cheek with the back of her hand, didn't give it a second thought. Just another day at the garage, another oil change, another storm brewing. She was used to the rhythmic patter on the corrugated iron roof, the way the air would thicken with ozone. But as the first drops began to fall, something glinted on her windshield. Not a raindrop, but something unnervingly solid, a pristine white against the dark glass. She leaned closer, her brow furrowed. It looked like a tooth, a single unsettling malari, unnaturally perfect. Antagad scoffed, shaking her head. Probably some kid's prank. She flicked her wipers, sending the oddity skittering off. But as she stepped out of the garage, locking up for the day, the sky truly opened. It wasn't rain, water at least. The air filled with a hail of ivory, a cacophony of tiny, hard impacts. Each drop was a tooth, sharp incisors, flat molars, tiny canines. They bounced off the asphalt, pinged off her jacket, some even striking her head with startling force. A primal scream caught in her throat. This wasn't a joke. This was real, and it was happening everywhere. She scrambled for cover, diving under the corrugated metal awning of a closed hardware store. The relentless showering of teeth hammered against the roof, a grotesque drum solo. The sound was unbearable, like 1,000 tiny bones clattering down from the heavens. Peeking out, Sarah saw the street rapidly transforming. What was once black asphalt was now a shimmering, shifting carpet of dental enamel. The sheer volume was staggering. It felt like the world was shedding its own mouth, a biological apocalypse of the most intimate kind. She could feel a strange pressure building in her own jaw, a phantom ache. Hours passed, or maybe it was only minutes. Time lost all meaning in the face of this bizarre horror. The rain of teeth finally began to subside, but the world outside was irreversibly changed. The teeth piled up to her knees in places, creating unsettling drifts and mounds. She noticed something else, something even more disturbing than they sheer number. The teeth weren't inert. Some of them, particularly the smaller, sharper incisors, seemed to twitch, to subtly shift in the vast accumulating mass. A low, grinding hum emanated from the street, a collective whisper of enamel against enamel. The grinding intensified, evolving into a strange, chittering sound, like a million insects clicking their mandibles. Sarah realized with sickening clarity that the rain wasn't it a phenomenon. It was a delivery. The teeth were assembling. Slowly, agonizingly, the piles began to coalesce. Molars clicked into place with incisors, canines slotted into gaps. They weren't jet twitching. They were organizing. Out of the endless dental carpet, shapes began to rise. Jagged skeletal structures, like grotesque sculptures of bone and enamel. A towering, multi-mouthed monstrosity began to form in the center of the street, its surface a horrifying mosaic of human dentistry, all gnashing and clicking. The monstrosity, a nightmare made real from millions of discarded smiles, turned its myriad tooth mouths towards her. The grinding sound escalated into a deafening roar, a hungry symphony of calcified horror. It moved, a horrifying, undulating mass of chattering enamel, slithering towards her hiding spot. Sarah could feel a searing pain in her own mouth, her teeth aching, pushing against each other, threatening to crack. It was a hunger, an insatiable collective craving for more. And she, the last remaining source of pristine, living teeth, was its next meal. The world hadn't just hosatoyasi fratish. The world hadn't just sich of its mouth. It was growing a new, monstrous utter, ready to devour everything that remained.